Less than a fortnight now to wait for the new Formula 1 season, and the teams have been putting the finishing touches to their cars in Barcelona. Rachel Brooks has the latest for us.
Yes, that's it now. The teams have done all they can. They finished on the track here in Barcelona, and now it's onwards and upwards to Melbourne, where we really will find out who is where on the grid. And I'm joined now by Ted Kravitz from Sky Sports F1 HD. And Ted, when we look at today, it kind of almost sums up testing in the drama and the suspense and really just trying to see who is where right now.
Yeah, it was a strange final day, notably really for Sebastian Vettel, who had a problem with his front wing in the morning and then a gearbox problem which kept him in the garage till right at the end. He was about to go out, and then we had a stoppage for Vitaly Petrov's Caterham. Once that was cleared, it was all hands to the deck in the Red Bull garage as they tried to get Vettel out for a final run. They did manage that, but really Red Bull won't have managed to learn very much from today at all. And that'll be a disappointment for them, because they put this new exhaust package, this new whole back end on their car, and Sebastian Vettel really doesn't know how it works.
And in terms of McLaren, Jensen yesterday had a frustrating day with problems. How was Lewis's day?
Well, a frustrating end to Lewis Hamilton's day, because as you can see, the garage door is down, and they too didn't make it out for a last run at the end after that stoppage for the Caterham. So Lewis Hamilton, I think, will go away a little frustrated they didn't manage to get well up the timesheets. But McLaren seem to be there or thereabouts. They know that they're not potentially as quick as Red Bull, but they think when they get to Australia, if they can dial the car in successfully, if they can make the tyres work, then they might be able to race Red Bull to a potential win.
And if we talk about Ferrari, they have struggled and they've admitted they're behind. Today, frustrating for Alonso, again, just these short little bursts.
Yeah, frustrating for Alonso. He did a good number of laps and gave all these people who are now invading the pit lane something to cheer about. But he said yesterday at the Nou Camp, you know, we are behind, we are suffering, don't expect us to be anywhere challenging for wins at the early part of the season. So he's given that message loud and clear to these Spanish fans that Ferrari are going to be playing catch up at the beginning of the season.
And what about the other winners and losers from this week of testing?
I think the winners are really Red Bull and McLaren, and specifically the Lotus Renault team. They have a nicely balanced car, it's easy to drive. Kimi Raikkonen didn't have a particularly good race run today, but his teammate Romain Grosjean has proved that actually it's basically a good car. Also in the midfield, the Sauber team seems to be getting on quite well. The Williams team, nice to see them back in action. And also from the midfield, Caterham team seems to be quite good. Bad week for Marussia, for HRT, the little teams didn't manage to make it to these tests at all. And really the bad one really has to be for Ferrari. They've had to reverse down a path of development with their exhausts. It's set them back, it's made them start almost from scratch, and they go for Melbourne ready for the first race, but with a mountain to climb in terms of whether they can win a race early on.
All right, Ted, thank you very much. Thank you for that. And as you can see, the fans are invading the pit lane here. There'll be no more cars out on the track. The next time we see these cars will be in practice in Melbourne in just under 2 weeks' time at the start of the 2012 season.
And our special report tomorrow continues the build-up to the first race of the new Formula 1 season. The Bahrain Grand Prix was cancelled last year due to political unrest, but it's scheduled to return in 2012.
A difficult topic. I think that, you know, as a race team, we enter a championship that's calendar is dictated by the FIA and the commercial rights holder, and you know, we rely on their judgment. They're much closer to the issues. They're much closer to you know, the politics that surround this issue. And at the end of the day, we trust their judgment. If there's a race, you know, we'll be there. If not, then you know, we'll trust their judgment. And as a governing body, you know, it's their responsibility, obviously, to make the right calls.
And joining us in the studio tomorrow night will be Lotus team principal Eric Boulier and Force India CEO Otmar Saufnoyer, as well as multiple Grand Prix winner Johnny Herbert. Don't miss the special report then tomorrow. And a reminder, you can see live coverage of every race this season on Sky Sports F1 HD, starting with the Australian Grand Prix on March the 18th, Mothering Sunday. We'll also bring you live coverage from practice sessions and qualifying, and our team will be bringing you exclusive content and interviews throughout the season. It's all on Sky Sports F1 HD, which launches on Friday.